What's going on, everybody? Hey, so I decided I wanted to start a playlist or do some, I guess you would call them vlogs, for my channel it's just to kind of show you who I am as a person outside of when I'm making gaming content or doing my indie reviews or any of that stuff. One of the reasons why I chose to do this format is just to inject some personality into my channel, not just what you see on the screen. So my first vlog is going to actually be kind of about the last 2 months, because I've been highly wanting to, I would say I'd be highly motivated to make more content, or maybe planning highly. I would say if I was motivated, it would have been achieved, to making more content on my channel. But I really haven't been doing that. And I got, every time I say if anybody wants to count those and put them down in the comment section below, please let me know. But I haven't been doing that. And one of the things that I've noticed about that is that there's been a lot going on in the last 2 months that have kept me from it. And a lot of it's like pretty, normal life stuff, but it's definitely slowed me down a bit. So let's talk about it, right? Let me kind of break down what the last 2 months have looked like for me and why they've been so crazy, right? And I'm talking from like the beginning of December to the end of January, which I know we're going into February, like as of today of 2025, right? So just to start off, in December already, the beginning of December, I came into the beginning of December last, 2024, and having COVID. And then once I got rid of my COVID, I came back to work and was playing catch up there, and then got a really bad case of vertigo. So not too sure what they actually call it. Let me pull up my my trusty friend AI real quick. Yeah, so I developed benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. And so what that was is where and they don't know what happened, how it even happened. I'm up there in age, but they said it could have been possibly from the COVID, but it was where the room was like spinning, right? It was like spinning in circles. I was throwing up. It was like being on a really crazy carnival ride. Like, it was just insane. And I was throwing up, couldn't even like sit down, couldn't walk for like a good couple of weeks. Got admitted to a hospital here for it, spent the overnight, and then went on a vacation with my family, who was moving up to, or half my family moved up to Iowa, and I went up there with them, and didn't really create much content there, just hung out, relaxed, enjoyed my time with my family. Came back, after the holidays was over, and I would say the 14th of January, got in a car accident. I got rear-ended on the highway going to work, and then it was a mad race to, of course, facilitate a car. So that was kind of the last 2 months for me, beyond all the other stuff that's going on in the world right now, which also I really can't comment on too much. Unfortunately, I do have opinions, but because of my job, I'm not allowed to do it. That makes sense, unfortunately. But it didn't help, I will say that. Some of the recent changeover and bosses has not really been easy either at work. It's actually, I would say, made things a little harder, but it's neither here nor there. So if you're like, where is this guy's live streams or his reviews, and why is he not getting to it? I've actually just been going from like one crazy life thing to another. I wouldn't call them like Most people would consider it to be like, I know, kind of bad luck, or just kind of a bunch of horrible things happening to them, which, yeah, nobody wants to get COVID. Nobody wants to get in a hospital with like benign paroxysmal, whatever, positional vertigo. And nobody wants to get in a car accident. Nobody wants any of that, right? In fact, my back is still feeling it from getting rear-ended by somebody. But the thing is it's all tough, right? It's all going to be I've been around for a while, and I've had a couple of ups and downs in life, but the one thing that really kind of centers me or makes me realize that this isn't the worst thing that could happen is the fact that every time I find a way out, I survive, I try to make things better for myself, because I used to have a pretty tainted view on whenever something would be bad, right? Like I'd be like, oh man, this is horrible. Why is this my luck? Like I'd be really angry. But then I realized too, though, that sometimes some of the things that happen is not always bad if they're bad at first, right? And I know there's some things in life that are really bad, and I wouldn't say the things that happened to me would be considered that, right? They were just bumps in the road. And I mean, I've had really bad things happen to me in life, but one thing that I realized is that when you have those things happen to you, if you can make it out, if you can find a way to make things better, you actually come out stronger, or you come out learning a lesson from that, and maybe altering your life a little bit so you don't do that again, so you don't get into those positions. I looked up this definition the other day, and I can't remember. It was like, I think it was kitsune. I believe it's the Japanese art. Japanese. I know I should have spelled that with a capital. Don't judge me. Of putting something back together stronger after it breaks, right? And if I say it's wrong, please don't. Please let me know, okay? Japanese is not my first language. You couldn't tell. Kintsugi, which means golden journey. So, just to paraphrase what it all says there, is like when sometimes when a vase or something like that would break, and in the grand scheme of things, when they wouldn't get upset. They wouldn't be like overly upset, because they would take the broken pieces of this pottery or whatever, and they would use this gold or silver, or I can't remember what the other metal was, infused lacquer, to put it back together, and it was actually stronger after they put it back together. But it doesn't just fall under just putting back vases, it also falls under human beings as well. And I kind of resonated with me a little bit, because there's this mentality that, and it's easy to get into, that when something really crazy happens to us, we are kind of in that thing where, we're hurt, or something's going on, or something's playing in our brain, and we just feel a certain way about it, and we're not able to get over it, and we kind of it kind of affects the rest of everything going on. But if you can change your point of view on it and say, okay, these are some not so fun things happening to me right now, and this is horrible, and then just take stock of everything that's working out for you, you can say, okay, I need to learn a lesson from this. And it's not always like something that you've done, right? And what I mean by that is, like, when people say I need to learn a lesson, it's not like you did anything wrong, but say something happened and you had no control over it, but there was some kind of lesson or something you could take away from that, or something that happened, right? And you could say, well, I'm going to try to put myself back stronger than when I fell apart. I think that's the best way to go forward and just start to heal yourself and have a good outlook at what the rest of the future looks like for you. I'll be doing more of these vlogs in the future, just as things happen and go on, and I'm going to put them in my channel. It's not like, I think it's just my way of trying to reach out and tell you guys that, you know, I'm a human being. I enjoy video games, and I do enjoy making video game content. I actually love video games. But in the same sense, I really want to show you there's more to the channel than just those game reviews or me acting like a goofball. It's also me. So I think it'll be fun. I'll have a little playlist, and I'll put all my stuff in there and just let you guys know, like, as things happen, what's going on in my life, and then how that's affecting me, as also well as making my content. And you'll be seeing more content come out here pretty soon, pretty quickly. Not quickly as in I'm trying to just throw out all this bleh stuff. I'm definitely going to put, you know, effort into it, but I'm really gonna start using my channel as my way of coping with the fact that right now I don't have a lot of control over my life as far as in professional wise. You know, it's not like it's one of those things where I can just leave my job. I can't, because I'm under contract. So I have a couple years before I can leave. So that night, you know, I want my channel to succeed. I love my channel. I've always loved my content. It's not that I wouldn't say that I would be like, you know, something where people are like, oh, this is amazing, but I do my best. But being that said, I want to say thank you to anybody and everybody who watches this, and anybody and everybody who watches my channel or helps me out in any way, or just being friends for me, and send me messages and all that stuff. You guys mean a lot. In this world where we're so disconnected, I find that sometimes online connections can be the deepest, because you're literally you're literally talking to somebody even though you can't be there for them or you can't be around them, you know. And they didn't have that way back in the day. They had to wait for like some dude to deliver mail or send something over that you know, you know what I mean. So it's kind of a cool era we live in. But I'm gonna stop blabbering. You guys have hopefully a good weekend. This is it for me. I'll probably be on later tonight playing a little AB Addict Factor with my boys live. So yeah, take it easy, guys.